Hey everybody, David Ursino and Vaughan here. I've been getting a lot of questions about the HST. First of all, the HST is the Harmonized Sales Tax, and that takes effect July 1st of this year, so 2010. It's basically a bundling of the existing GST and the PST taxes. So the GST at 5% and the PST at 8%, a total of 13%. Those are going to be bundled into the HST, the Harmonized Sales Tax, at 13%. So taxes are not necessarily increasing, it's just that it's a different tax that's being applied to some things. Now, obviously those products in the past that were only subject to the GST at 5% will now be subject to the HST. So some of those products will go up in terms of taxes, because now you'll have to pay 13% instead of 5%. In terms of a homeowner, it's going to affect you in things like your utility bills. It will also affect, well, actually, before I get into that, let me tell you, the HST will not be subjected to resell homes. That means that homes that are currently built and are being sold in the resell market will not be subject to the HST. New homes, on the other hand, will be. So new homes will have the HST added to them. The part where the HST does play a role in selling your home is on the commission. So these are the fees the realtor charges to put your home up on the market to sell your home. Typically that's been, actually not typically, it's always been subject to the GST, 5% on top of the commission. Now that's going to switch to the HST. So the commission is going to be paid to the agent, and then HST will be charged on top of that. Since we're in a transition period right now, so that means that before July 1st, there has to be some kind of arrangement for which tax is going to be charged. And the latest I've heard, and by the way, this isn't accounting advice. Check with your accountant, get the right professional advice. This is just the latest that I've heard that I'm just sharing with you. The way it's going to work though is that basically based on the amount, so there's going to be a time period between when the listing contract is signed and when the home closes. That means when the transfer of ownership of the home takes place, people, the buyers get their keys and they move in, that date there. So from the listing period to closing, that's the time period I'll be talking about right now. And the way that it's going to be working is that it's going to be prorated. That means that the portion of that time period that is going to occur before July 1st will be subject to the existing GST 5%. The portion of the time period that is going to happen after July 1st will be subject to the HST, or the 13%. So for example, that means that if you're putting your home out on the market and let's say there's a $15,000 commission, that full $15,000 will not be subject to the HST if it closes after July 1st. Only the portion that closes only the portion that will be after July 1st will be subject to the HST. So let's say the whole time period is 100%, obviously, from listing agreement to closing is 100%. If 80% of that time period occurs below July 1st, that 80% of that commission will be charged GST, and the remaining 20% of that time period, which occurs after July 1st, will be subject to HST. So I hope that clears it up. Maybe it doesn't. I know it's fairly complicated. If you have questions about it, by all means, shoot me an email. I'm at info@davidursino.com. Thanks, and have a great day.